So, you can change shapes? He asks, remembering the small owl from the forest or the giant version of it that she was just a moment ago when he found her. Obscura has many forms. Ooh, hoots Obscura. All are elegant. Mystique, she hoots, flailing with her arms like a drowning person fighting to reach the surface of the ocean as she jumps down the last stairwell. Powerful! Hineni shrugs, watching as she struggles to open the door with her taloned hands, managing only shortly before he gets there. Once they reach the hall, he gestures to the spot across from his on his favorite table. There are still a few bloodstains on his spot from a few days ago. Grabbing some plates, he wipes them off with a dish towel that likely hadn't been moved in years, bringing them and some silverware back. Some gnawing voice in the back of his head tells him that by the time he returns, the rabbit and the owl are both going to be gone, but sure enough, she is still sitting there, and so is the rabbit. Somewhat uneasily, Hineni sits down across from her, setting down the dinky plate and cheap tin silverware. She looks at it curiously while he unwraps the paper from the roasted rabbit. It smells amazing, and his hunger is really starting to get to him now that he's been smelling it this entire time. He thinks for a moment, wondering how to portion it. Just cut off what you like, he suggests, shrugging. He's never had a guest before, let alone someone to eat with since he's become an adult. In all honesty, he's sort of forgotten the decorum. However, Obscura seems to be just as indifferent to any such formalities and pushes her plate to the side, sinks her talons into the rabbit, and, rather grotesquely, tears it in half. Somewhat unnerved, but also not surprised, Hineni watches as she then tears off a full quarter of the rabbit and simply tilts her head back, lodging the whole thing into her throat, bones and all. Mystified and disgusted, he sits there, leaning back and watches as she essentially struggles to swallow the entire thing at once, janking her head up and down as she forces it down her gullet like a snake. With a small, bony leg sticking out of her mouth, she turns her eye sideways towards him. Feeling watched, Hineni clears his throat and simply takes his fork and knife, cutting off a small piece of the unmolested left side of the rabbit's hind. Enjoy, he says, putting some onto his plate and stopping for a second as he realizes that he has to remove his scarf now. His hands hover above the fabric for a while. The thought of removing it in someone's company weighs overpoweringly heavy in his mind.